My next guest, I simply call her Itoro. Now, Itoro is in a field where many women are still very reluctant to speak up about it, rape. She's the only center that I know that exists in this country for rape victims. There might be other rehabilitation centers, but at least when she started hers in 2013, it was the only one that I know, and it's still the only one I know now. And Itoro is originally a lawyer. Now, she went to study a master's in law simply because she wanted to be able to address the issues she's facing today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you somebody who's called Itoro, but she's actually Itoro Eze-Anaba. And Itoro, please, I will welcome you because I must welcome everybody like this, so you can step and catwalk. You must catwalk. Oh, yeah,
I must catwalk.
Yes, step out, step in, step in.
Oh yeah? Did I do
because
it
you're
well?
wearing a beautiful fabric. Come on, this is what they call voila for you, I hear. Nice to have you.
Nice to have you.
I'm so glad to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
When they told me the nominees for this year, I said, anyway, my work is development work. I know all these women.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited that at least we're bringing them out. Otherwise, you have to pay somebody to be here. But it's my show. And I was the last one, so I can bring you up if I want to.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you.
Thank you.
But you know why your case is a little, like I said, it's a little tricky. How many women do come out to admit that they've been raped?
Since we started in 2013, we've gotten over 600 people now.
What?
Yeah, over 600.
600 females?
No, 600 people, including boys.
I always thought rape was just about females.
No, it's not. It's not. We've had 15 boys who were raped by men. Our youngest client is 18 months.
Male or female?
Female.
Baby?
A baby.
Raped
in diapers, raped by a man, an adult. And our oldest client is 70 years old, a grandma, raped by her son's tenant.
No, but are they... Okay, tell me about the Mirabel Centre. Because I know that it only started 10 years after you saw a young woman of 14 who said she had been raped continually by her father since she was 11.
Since she was 11.
Where did you meet this girl?
Well, I started working on a domestic violence bill, which was also the first one in Nigeria.
That's how I know you.
Yes. Which was the first one in Nigeria. And I went on the street to do a little research on how it would be received by young girls. So I came across this girl. Yes, that was just how it started. I came across this girl and I spoke to her in Lagos, right here. And I spoke to her about the domestic violence bill, and she was like, it can't work in Nigeria. And I said, why? She hesitated, and then she told me her story. And that, for me, was an eye-opener, because I couldn't imagine a 14-year-old girl being raped by her father. And it started since she was 11 years old. And she had the courage to speak out to her religious leader. Yes, she did. Who told her to keep quiet, that it didn't happen.
Her mother?
Her mother was not there. So she was just living with her father. And, that got me thinking. My mother always said, when there's a problem on the street, you run back into your house and you lock your door. But if there's a problem in your house, where do you run to? The streets are obviously not safe. So I decided to speak to other young girls, and I realized there were so many young girls in Lagos, Nigeria.
Were they in school?
Yes, they were in school. They were going to school. But at the end of the day, they go back home to meet that situation. And that, for me, changed my life. 2003 changed the focus of my life.
But it took 10 years for Mirabel Centre to start.
Definitely.
Why?
It took me 10 years because it's capital intensive. It needs a lot of money. In the first instance of this one, how many forensic medical examiners do we have in Nigeria?
Okay, so what that center does is if you've been raped, come quickly.
Come quickly. Go in there. Before we even start anything, we have to explain to you what we do and seek your consent. Now, people said, why the consent? It's important because what happened to the survivor was without her consent. So whatever you do, you must seek her consent because you're giving power back to her. Now she has to be in control of what happens to her, what she goes through. So we get her consent, she goes through counseling. And by the way, our counselors were trained by certified sexual trauma counselors from UK. So they know what they're doing. So you go through that counseling process. After that, you now go for medical examination. And before you even go through that medical examination, you must give your consent. And when you give your consent, it's a head-to-toe medical examination because it's forensics. We're looking for evidence. We're looking for signs that you were raped. So you go through this process, head to toe, and then we give you the medical report. Now,
which you should take to the police?
No, it doesn't work that way. If the referral is from the police, we take the medical report to the police. We don't want it to get lost midway.
In transit.
We don't want it to be altered in transit. And we don't want the survivor to use it as a bargaining tool against the perpetrator.
Okay.
Because that's not how it's supposed to work. So if a referral is from the police, we take it back to the police, and then we keep a copy for ourselves.
So what does the center exist to do?
It exists to provide support to survivors of rape and sexual assault. Boys, men, women, children. Majority of the over 600 people that have been there are minors.
That means they're under 18?
Under 18, primarily between 11 and 15.
No, but you see, what I read about, what I know with such cases, that if you're raped, the timing is very key with which you report.
Very true.
So are we saying, for example, Mirabel Centre exists, Mirabel?
Yes, Mirabel Centre.
Exists so that if you're raped, you dash quickly to them, or you go to the police first?
You dash quickly to the Mirabel Centre because your health is more important. If you get in there within 72 hours after the incident, you're given PEP, which helps in reducing your exposure to HIV/AIDS.
Oh, wow.
So that is done at the center. And also, you also undergo pregnancy tests.
Just to be
you
sure.
undergo sexually transmitted, all the tests that need to be done. Everything is free. And in fact, we have a client now that had VVF as a result of the rape. And we have just negotiated a discount from the teaching hospital so that she can undergo surgery.
Now, tell me, what's the class of these people?
Well,
low level, middle, senior class?
Mixed. Mixed. We've had clients from Lekki. We've had clients who traveled abroad and they were assaulted abroad. They came back to Nigeria and they came to the center. So it's mixed. But like I said, we have more of children. We do have adults as well.
Like I'm talking about, what about rape within marriages? People talk about rape. Can you intervene in that kind of thing as well?
Rape is rape.
Whatever it is.
Wherever it is, whether in public or in the private domain, rape is rape. But how many women will come out to say their husbands raped them? We do have a few. In fact, one of our clients, she came because her daughter was raped. And in the process of counseling, she talked about her own experience, from her husband. But she wouldn't come on her own to receive counseling or treatment because she was raped.
So now this center is strictly to rehabilitate them, but you can't keep them.
No, we don't
keep them. Do you defend them when they get, because you're a lawyer too? Yes,
we do defend them. In fact, our doctors who are trained forensic medical examiners, they go to court.
As to give evidence?
Yes, as experts, because they have
you been successful in anyone? I'm just wondering, have you brought people to book?
Yes, we've had, it's a slow process, but we've had, I think, 3.
In 2 years, 2013 to 2015.
Yes.
Only 3.
But the good thing about it, we have several police stations we work with. And there's this particular police station that for 3 years before 2013, they didn't have any case in court. But after 2013, they had 17 cases in court.
Because they had proper forensic done.
Yes. And it's such that I always tell people it's not the responsibility of the medical practitioner to determine whether there was rape or no rape. Because what we get in medical reports is hymen was broken, there was rape, there was this. It's not the business of the medical examiner to determine whether there was rape or no rape. All you have to do is give an objective medical opinion on what you have seen. The prosecutor takes it to court, and then the court will determine whether, based on the evidence before it, there was rape or there was no rape. And then the medical report is made in very simple terms.
So for you, is it a life-fulfilling dream?
Adesuwa, I don't know how to explain to you how I feel about what goes on at the center. It traumatizes me in the first place because you can't see a 6-year-old girl walk into the center to receive treatment because she had been abused by her father. You can't see a 6-year-old walking because she has been gang raped. You can't see, a 3-year-old who had been, whose teacher used a spoon in her private part.
3-year-old?
3-year-old in school. So that that breaks your heart. It breaks my heart. But when you see them walking, looking suicidal, and then they walk out with a smile, you know, and a blessing to you. They tell you God bless you. They feel happy. They feel fulfilled. When you see that, you thank God for what you've been able to do to them, because then you've given them a new lease of life, and they're able to walk out and face the world. They've not forgotten what happened to them, but they know that despite what happened to them, there's life tomorrow.
And you probably help them to live their own dream as you're living your dream.
Very true.
So I'll take a break, and then I'll meet my third guest, the third nominee on this, my third guest, because I enjoy the work that you're doing, and I wish you all the best for now until we engage on the panel.
Thank you very much
for being with us.
Thank you, Adesuwa.